We hold up these peoples who followed God's will for their life because we want to be like them. Not in the same way that we want to be like God, in that God is the fullness of truth and beauty and goodness, but in that we want to emulate their example of what it means to be a faithful Christian. And that makes sense as to why people then shudder and say, oh no, this is bad. How dare we hold up Saints and Mary or whoever, because that thing we're now saying is God to us. Which logically is fair, but it also implies that the holier something is, the more it's gone through sanctification, the closer it is to godliness. When in reality, following God's plan for your life, this path of sanctification, it doesn't turn you into God, it turns you into who you were meant to be. There are people who are going to be closer to God's plan for them, and there are going to be people who are less following God's plan for them. And just like we see that person is living out who God made them to be, we want to follow in that style, in that example, so that we can also follow God's plan. Paul even says this in scripture. He says, emulate me like I emulate Christ. Honoring a saint is only bad if you then forget who they were doing this for and whose plan they were following in the first place. It certainly wasn't their own plan. But if we remember that their glory is only the glory of God because they are participating with the plan that God has for them, then why are we scared that we would then end up worshiping them? It doesn't inherently mean that none of us earn righteousness, like we get to a certain point of saying prayers and congratulations, you don't actually need Jesus on the cross anymore. Because at the end of the day, they, like us, are only great because of God.